Sitting down with Seahawks GM John Schneider ahead of the draft, and John, you had such a successful draft class last year, and you heard, I'm sure, a lot of praise about it. But did you learn anything about yourself or the way you evaluate players coming out of that?
Yeah, I think you're constantly learning. Every year, evaluating your process, evaluating the evaluators, looking at specific drafts and what has worked and what hasn't necessarily worked. So last year, I think everybody did a great job of really focusing on the person and the competitor.
How about you, in particular? You developed a reputation for evaluating quarterbacks in the past. Is there a position that you enjoy evaluating maybe more than others?
Well, I think quarterback is just like it's the most intriguing, right? It's the hardest position to play in football. Period. I don't care what level you're on, really. So I think that's just innately the most interesting and most difficult position to try to figure out.
It's as much the physical skills, but it's also cerebral, isn't it?
Yep. And these guys are learning a different language, from one system to another. And, like I said, evaluating the coaches that have coached them and, where are they in their process and how do they play and how do they process a game. So seeing them play live is a big deal as well.
All right, 2 picks in the first round, 5 and 20. Do you feel like there's maybe is there more added pressure when you have picks that high that you want to get as much value as possible?
Yeah. I think value, that's perfect. Man, I was waiting for that question today in the press conference, right? Like, perfect. Like, what somebody talk about value, and I should have brought up. But no, I think you have to. There isn't pressure, but it's the value of the pick. So that means either staying there and picking, or moving up, or moving down. What is the value? And then trying to match that with a level of play that you anticipate, the prospect being able to perform at.
When you talk about drafting need or drafting the best player available, you get that question a lot. But is there a danger of just going into a draft and drafting need?
Yes, absolutely. Because you can definitely talk yourself into checking boxes in terms of, okay, we need a left tackle, now we need a right tackle, now we need a starting running back. You can end up pushing yourself, and I mean, I've been guilty of it. So I mean, we have as a staff, we have here personnel and coaching where, okay, we're gonna work with this player and we need that player, so we're gonna push them and yeah, no, those are situations that you definitely learn from.
Do you catch yourself reading publications or anything? Or can you just do this with blinders on, where because going into the draft, there's so many mock drafts, so many analysts with opinions?
Yeah, I listen, sure, because there's always, we pride ourselves on never having all the answers, and so being able to listen to as much information as you can is also there's learning in that too, because you're challenging yourself, you're challenging your staff, you're constantly questioning things, and like I said, we never feel like we have all the answers to the test.
Okay, this is your 14th draft with Pete. Take me back through the years. Has there ever been a time where, because it seems like you mostly agree, you talk about this great marriage you've created back in the day. Yeah. Was there ever a time where you two came close to butting heads or disagreeing about a top talent where you're just like, come on, you don't have to name the person or the player, but was there a time where you're just like, hey,
sure,
I think
absolutely.
You're thinking,
yeah, 14 years is a long time.
Yeah, I know.
And we're blessed to be together this long, So, yeah, absolutely. There's not like fisticuffs or anything, but maybe a couple cuss words here and there,
But a time where you had to kind of convince each other, one had to convince the other to go that way?
Sure. Yeah, that's the beauty of this thing, the communication, the art, the art of the process that we go through, being able to communicate in a concise, consistent level is really important to what we do. And so being able to challenge each other and challenge both of our staffs and bringing everybody together is a huge piece of what we do. I mean, if we weren't doing that, then we're not doing our jobs.
You have these pre-draft pressers every year, and I kind of marvel at the fact that you guys go up there and you're just kind of like the wizard behind the curtain.
Yeah, the answer to the question is
yes. So how do you do that every year where it's how difficult is it to not reveal or catch yourself before you say too much?
I think it's a blast, and working with Dave over the years, he's always coaching me up like, hey, let's just chill out a little bit and, you know, not give up too much information, you know, so, or know, you know, the messages that you want to get out. So, you know, we've been doing this a long time now. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably the most fun presser we do, really, is because, you know, everybody kind of looks at you like, you're not going to give us anything, you know, so.
Listen, man, I'm obviously not going to get anything out of you, so I'm not going to go there, but I appreciate you joining us for a few, man, and good luck with the draft.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your time, Paul.